Hi guys, welcome to my channel Lush Gardener. I hope you guys are fine and are safe. In today's video, we'll be talking about when to water our succulents. Is it morning, afternoon, evening or night? I'm sure by now you all are aware because you have been watching my videos, and I'm sure that this is inculcated in you that you are only going to water your succulents when the soil is bone dry. But apart from some succulents like Haworthias, we tend to keep them in indirect bright light and we water them much frequently compared to our other succulents. But majority of the succulents that we have like Echeveria, sedums, Graptoverias, Graptopelaums, Patchverias, Patchophytums, we all water them when the soil is completely bone dry. So now the question is when to water them. As you might have seen in my last video, we spoke about CAM category, that our succulents belong to the CAM category, and you know how their watering requirement is. Now ideally I would suggest is you can water your succulents either early in the morning at around 7 to 8 a.m. in the morning, or you can water them early evening at around 4:35 p.m. Now again, this completely depends upon your environment, because as I've said, we should never ask someone else when should I water my succulents, because this is an individual responsibility. You need to check according to how your environment is and what kind of soil mix you are using, what kind of pot material you are using. Because a lot of times I've seen people ask another person when should I water my succulents, because the other person might not be aware about how your environment and climate is. Apart from that, person might also not know what kind of growing media you're using, what kind of material of pots you're using, etc. So I would suggest the best option is you need to check according to your environment, but the best time to water either early in the morning around 7 to 8 a.m. or you can do it around 4:35 p.m. Now I would suggest you never ever water your succulents between the time from 12 noon until 4 p.m. because this is the time wherein the sun is really strong, it's very warm, so you want to avoid watering your succulents at that point of time. Be it any season, I would suggest as a thumb rule, just avoid watering succulents from 12 noon until 4 p.m. Post this, you can either water it, or before 12 noon you can water your succulents. Especially during summers, you might have noticed environment is so warm, and any which ways our succulents do not absorb water during the daytime because the stoma is completely closed. So the best time to water is early evening at around 5 p.m. or 4:30 p.m. This is when the soil is already starting to get cooler, because all day it has been in morning direct sunlight, and in indirect afternoon sunlight the soil also tends to get slightly warm. So by 4:35 p.m. the soil will also tend to get cooler, and by the time the succulent gets ready to start to do its photosynthesis, the soil will be moist enough for them to start on their preparing of their food and preparing of their photosynthesis. They will start conducting their photosynthesis once the temperatures start to drop. So that is the ideal time when the soil is going to stay slightly moist, because if you have watered it by 4:30 p.m. by 5 p.m. most of the water will get absorbed by the soil, and then remaining water will be absorbed by the succulent during the time of the photosynthesis. But again guys, I would advise do not water at around 10 in the night or 9 in the night, because then the soil is going to stay moist, because the environment is cool, there is a lot of humidity in the air, and then the soil is going to take much longer time for it to dry, and this can give a chance for fungus and mold to grow. So always try to give a good amount of gap, so that by the time it's 11 in the night, 12 in the night, the soil is barely moist. So try to keep a watering condition during this period of time, either early morning or early evening, but avoid watering between 12 noon and 4 p.m. and avoid watering post 10 p.m. in the night. These are my containers what I usually tend to use for watering succulents. Now this bottle was made, it was a DIY bottle. It was just a water bottle that I pierced a hole and I put a pipe, and then this one I had purchased from Amazon. If you might have seen, it's starting to turn green because it was kept in light and there is algae inside. It's going to be very difficult to clean this bottle. And then I have this, which is used for mostly for my leaf propagations, and I'm going to show you how I do that. This I'm sure you know how to water it with this bottle. It's pretty simple. You just water, take it very close to the soil and just water it so that the water does not splash onto the succulents. Same thing goes with this bottle as well. I just take the bottle and I just water it, and the nozzle is very close to the soil so it does not splash any water on the succulent. And related with this injection, I tend to water mostly my leaf propagation. I can even water my regular adult succulents as well, but then every now and then I have to fill this because the capacity of this injection is very less. So I can even water it along with this. I have to keep it very close and water it like this, but I usually prefer to do leaf propagation watering with this because it becomes much easy. So I'm going to show it to you now, because I have some of my titubans that are ready for watering. So these are my titubans. They are already put out roots. They already have pups. As you can see, all of the pups are doing extremely well. The roots are also present. So what I usually tend to do is I fill the injection with water and I just place the nozzle into the soil like this, and then I just water it. So in this way, the water does not splash onto the leaves and it gets watered very nicely. As you can see, all of my propagations are watered. So I use this syringe to water my succulent propagation. So it becomes very easy to water this, not much splashing of water. The more closer you keep this syringe to the soil, the much better it's going to be to water this. So guys, I hope that this video was helpful to you. If it was, please hit the like button. If you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing to it. Until then, take care, stay safe and keep propagating.